Skin that smoke wagon and see what happens.
How's that for a slice of fried gold?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know how this machine worked.
It seems to run on some form of electricity.
And it was wrong. It was a bad call, Ripley. It was a bad call.
Bad call.
Some are good for fighting, others for dying.
It's just two movies.
Got it. Hey! All right. I didn't take any notes for this because I was folding laundry, but I did pay attention to it.
I mean, you've seen it more than once, haven't you?
No.
Creed?
That was the first time I saw it.
These are... why are we recording? No.
We can be. Welcome
Yeah.
back to the next episode. Well, no. Welcome back to another episode. It will be the next one at some point, though. Of
You got
It's
a
Just
date
Two
on it?
Movies. My name is Daniel
Date.
King. In the
Wait.
You want to know what date this is coming out?
Oh, my God. Yeah, I'm sorry.
I
didn't realize you were...
okay. This will come out.
You were in the zone.
Oh, we're in it. We're in it.
Yeah.
This is a podcast where we watch two movies. One of them is good. The other one it's bad, or maybe it's so good it's bad. That's the dream.
Yeah. One can hope.
No, third. Sorry.
Bro, that's the day after my birthday.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wow, that works
All
out.
right.
That works out great.
What are the odds?
Yeah. 1 to 365.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Anywho. Okay, so, man, that was one of the most obscure introductions I think I've ever done to the show, and
We're keeping
I think
it.
it's going to
Yeah,
be fun.
okay.
Oh, yeah, it's a keeper.
let's get it.
That's a
Damn.
keeper.
That's embarrassing.
So, last time you were on the show, it was my pick. I don't remember what we did. Do you remember what we did?
It was the...
we did The Boy.
It was the voter. It was the listener who mentioned Pinocchio's Revenge.
Yep.
And I was like, I know the movie to do with this
Yeah,
one. So that was kicked off the ween, I believe.
Yeah, that was fun. And you'd brought out a couple, and you were like, okay, we could, what are you thinking? And I was like, I don't really know. I haven't really seen anything. I was like, why don't we do a thing that's not a listener request where you pick one? And you'd mentioned a couple, and I was like, I've never seen Creed. I've wanted to, lots of times.
This go round.
If you are not familiar with Creed, it is a 2013? Nope.
2015.
It's PG-13. If you are not familiar with Creed, it is a PG-13 2015 sports drama, around 2 hours, 13-minute runtime. I watched it on HBO Max. So, do you own a copy of it?
I watch it on HBO Max as well.
Oh, nice.
I think I have a DVD copy that was given to me.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's there if you want to check it out. It's got a 7.6 out of 10 on IMDb, 95% on Rotten Tomatoes, 82 on Meta, and 88% of Google users like this movie. It is directed by Ryan Coogler. Has a sequel, Creed 2, Cruise Control, and Creed 3.
It'd be Creed 2 Cruiserweight Control.
The Awakening. What's that?
Cruiserweight Control.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't have the budget here, but box office was $173.6 million US. Distributed by Warner Brothers Pictures. Stars Michael B. Jordan, Sylvester Stallone, Tessa Thompson, Felicia Rashad, Wood Harris, Andre Ward, Tony Bellew. Boy, there's a couple others I still want to mention. Pretty far down the billing. Jacob Duran's in this, real briefly. Yeah, I mean, that's probably about it. I mean, they get, Mark Kellerman and fucking the other Buffer, Michael Buffer.
Yeah.
So you get some boxing, just those guys, which is a lot of fun. I was surprised this was one you brought up, but I was jazzed to watch it because it's kind of always been on my list and I never have gotten around to it.
I am kind of shocked you have. How do you feel about the Rocky movies?
I think probably just one for me. Two's the one with Drago, right?
No, that's 4.
That is 4. Fuck me.
It's a Christmas movie.
I haven't seen
it. The match is on Christmas Day in Russia. Sorry, Soviet Union. Why Christmas, Balboa?
Yeah. Hey, how you doing? It's not bad, right? I'm working on gotta get down there. Hey, how you doing?
You get that.
I will now recede back into my stage persona. So, man, I like this. Jeremy, if somebody else hadn't seen this before, what would you tell them it's about?
So, Creed is the story of we meet a juvenile detention center kid fighting.
Oh yeah.
Turns out that he is Apollo Creed, who was most famously the champ in the first Rocky.
Right.
Rematch Rocky 2, lost it, but Rocky 3 comes in after, Balboa loses to Clubber Lang. And he gets him. He gets that eye of the tiger in him.
Yeah.
And then I guess in part 4 he just feels very patriotic and didn't think about all the drugs he probably did. And decided to fight a Soviet machine. Dies in ring in this like friendly bout where James Brown performs before the match.
Yeah.
Turns out this kid is his illegitimate child from an affair. Who has fallen into halfway homes, bouncing around there, and who's comes to see him? It's none other than Marianne Creed.
He got in one little fight, and his mom got scared.
They were, and that was not Bel Air, but
yeah. So Creed's wife eventually adopts young Adonis Creed.
Yes. Flash forward, you have, so this is a continuation of the Rocky franchise in a way.
Yeah.
Flash forward modern day, he's got this job. He's in a suit, suit, tie, is just like hating it after knocking somebody out in the first round in this bout in Tijuana. So when I was watching it, because the music like pulsing, and I couldn't tell if like that was in the movie if my neighbors were hanging out.
Right.
And I was like, okay, no, it's like ambiance in the movie. Decides to quit his job and fight full time.
Yeah.
And mom is like, I don't think so.
Not cool with this.
Understandably so. Her husband died in the ring in front of her and then on live TV.
Fucking man. It's not funny. I'm not laughing at that. I was laughing at a different thing. So let's see here. Where are we at?
Okay, so we're talking about
he's going
he's quitting his job.
He's going to fucking
his dad's gym won't touch him.
Yep.
When he quits, goes to the gym, Delphi gym. That's also where he trained in part 3. After when he
all right.
Yeah, he went out to see Apollo there. Delphi's like, no, we've got real, and he's an asshole. Like he's a hot-headed asshole. So his temper gets the best of him, and they're like, no, get out of here.
Right.
So he just decides to, I guess, pack up, fly to Philly.
Yep.
Locate Balboa.
Yeah. Hey, how you doing?
I believe it's been a very long time since I've seen Rocky Balboa, the 6th movie.
How you doing?
But I think he had the restaurant in that movie as well. Maybe not.
I think so.
Adrian.
Yeah.
Tracks down, tells him, who he is. Of course, he goes, no, I'm done training. I don't train. I think he goes to the Balboa gym, and they're going to give him, like, some bullshit, basically.
Yeah.
Like, he just walked in and never touched a pair of gloves.
Yeah, I like everybody's kind of like, no, fuck you, man. He's like, oh, fuck it. He goes in that gym, and he, like, just challenges a guy. He just gets in the ring with him, and he's like, I'm going to knock you out. And the guy's like, the fuck you are. And they have a little bout, and he does.
Yeah, but then he gets carried away with the second guy who's, like,
a bad motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's bad. So he's tracking down Rock. And he finds him at his restaurant. And Michael B. Jordan, he gets in there and he's looking at pictures. And Stallone walks out. And they look at each other and he goes, hey, how you doing? So they're having a chat and he's like, listen, I'm Apollo Creed's son. and I'm for real, and I want you to train me. And he's like, I don't train anymore. This very classic trope. Like, he doesn't train him for a while, then he decides to give him tips, then he decides to train him.
Exactly. He can never stay away.
No.
And this is guilty of it too, but the, requels in a way, the never-ending reboots, nostalgia franchise installments.
Yeah.
This one skews that pretty well, and I think that's because the focus of the character is on new characters with having, like, just Rocky there.
I haven't seen the second one either. I mean, I'm going to now.
I haven't either.
Okay,
the story didn't interest me as much. I like the idea behind Creed 3, which I have not seen.
Yeah, same. I was gonna check out Creed 3 regardless, knowing that.
Yeah, I don't think there's much.
It wasn't gonna stop me. I get it. It's a Rocky.
Yeah,
it's different. It's different, but
they have a kid somewhere between the end of the first movie and beginning of the third movie. That's enough for me.
Yeah, okay, that sounds about right.
I was just gonna say, like, that first fight he gets, which is against someone from the Balboa gym.
Mm-hmm.
That is filmed in one take.
That's fucking
Did you get time to read that?
I didn't have time to read all of it, but I opened it and I skimmed a little bit of it, and I was like, because I was getting ready to watch it that night, and I was like, I'm gonna check this out. It looks amazing.
From when they touch gloves, or when they come out in front of the ref, to end of the fight, all one take, and they did 12 of them.
Damn.
That's not bad, like, nailing all that in 12 takes.
That's pretty fucking, that's pretty good.
I think this is my third time seeing it, and it's just enjoyable each time.
Yeah, it really is. Michael B. Jordan's so likable.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. He's a nice young man.
Killmonger was right, about everything.
Yeah.
And then, no, that's a whole Black Panther tangent I'm not going to get on.
In regards to Michael B. Jordan and Rocky, hey, how you doing? Their relationship, their bonding, their training more. This has got some of the coolest, like, training for a fight montages. Like, they're hyped. They're good. Yeah.
It's the editing of those and the shots of cinematography. When I said shots, I think are both great in this movie, and it does in some ways. I feel like the matches look like real, like pretty close to how they would film them. And
some of the, like, when they're in the boxing ring and they're fighting, when Michael B. Jordan gets punched in the face and he just goes,
is it the
like, it just looks really pasted in.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But the rest of it, actually, I thought looked quite good. The fights are done pretty well. The last one goes hard, as you would expect in a movie about one fight. So, I mean, here's the thing about this movie is it is fun.
Yeah.
It is inspirational.
Yeah.
It's got some very clever writing. It's very well paced.
Yes.
It's
a little over 2 hours, but you know what? It doesn't really feel like it.
Yeah, it's a family friendly thing that's badass. You know what I mean? Like, it's also pretty badass.
Also, why it did well, because, like, it's a movie you could take
your kids to, and your kids will get into it too. Maybe, I don't know.
And they didn't really replicate it. You know, they echo it at the end of the film, but the running of the stairs in the first film, like his training montage, how Donnie's kind of mirrors that, but it's its own in so many ways, and that they were smart enough to avoid the cliche of Donnie also going up the stairs, because those stairs he's not from there, so it doesn't mean anything to him.
I like the chicken bit.
Oh, you gotta chase a chicken.
Yeah, he's like, you catch a chicken in 30 seconds, and then he finally catches one.
Yeah,
and his remark is, "Whew, good. The chickens are slowing down.
Chickens are tired." Yeah,
the chickens must be getting tired. A burn. There's some pretty fun stuff with Adonis Donnie. He goes by Johnny. There's some good stuff with Donnie and Rocky. How you doing? Hey, how you doing? Yeah, that's it. That one's in the pocket. Hey, how you doing? I don't know. I'll get back in there. As you might expect, the fights increase in difficulty. And he's trying to keep it under wraps that he's Apollo Creed's dad because he wants to make
it his son.
He wants to
if
make
he was his own dad, that'd be weird.
Yeah, his son.
His own grandpa.
Yeah. Turns out that some fucking other boxing coach guy or whatever kind of puts it together, and he approaches Rock.
He can't be like shadowing your, famous dad's gym, and then like think you can go to Philly where this is the home of Rocky, and somebody from the Balboa boxing, club isn't gonna call Delphi and be like, "You ever heard of this Adonis?" Oh yeah, that's Creed's kid.
Oh yeah,
and he's like, "The fuck?" But I get like not wanting to coast on your parents' name. We are not drinking an Anheuser-Busch product, but it's like, how many generations have they been coasting on that name?
Anheuser-Busch?
Well, the Bush family.
Oh. Okay.
We're gonna get real class warfare on this episode. Get ready.
Holy shit. Are we? I didn't know that.
I didn't either.
All right, more on that later, I guess. Conjecture live. I could do it. Oh God, that'd be a great skit. I like the bits where all the old school boxing guys and then like Rocky's coming back and they're like, "Hey champ, champ." That's just cool seeing all those old guys. Like when he's like, "This is Stitch. He's the best fucking whatever," and this is
dude. That guy.
Nobody throws the mitts like Paulie.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean.
Kind of those like close-ups where they're showing them at the match like unrolling their equipment and stuff. Just it's like a real quick edit. I don't know, just details you don't think about. Like there's somebody working on them, but just the way that was like portrayed.
Yeah, I thought, man, I was digging that, and he's right. That guy with the mitts, that was cool.
Yeah.
Like, what do you call that? Is that shadow boxing? Because it's not a glove.
Like glove work.
I think it is glove work, baby.
Sure.
I don't know. Don't know a lot of boxing terms. Tell you what I do like though. I like fights. I've always liked them. Liked to watch boxing when I was a kid. I watched live one of the like top 12 quickest knockouts in boxing history. Yeah.
Wow.
It was this big dude, and like the pre-fight thing was like this guy was on drugs and he got clean.
Oh. Okay.
And they fought before, and the other guy beat the shit out of him, and he got clean and got back in the gym, and he's looking big. You know what I mean? And the other guy, he's big too, but he's real cocky. When they come out, he looks drunk. Yeah. Yeah. I think it was like 18 seconds or something like that.
Damn.
Hit the ground like a cartoon, like still swinging. You know what I mean? It was amazing.
Lights out, and he didn't even know it.
Yeah, it was a good one. So anyway, I always enjoyed the fights. I enjoy fight themed stuff. Do I watch a ton of it? No, but if somebody's like, "This is a good one," I'll check it out. And this genuinely is a good one, I think.
Yeah.
I tell you what, I'm not sure how much more I have to say about it. That's not just going to be like, and then he hit him. And
or like this movie rules.
And then it rolls, man.
You haven't gotten around to seeing the, Ryan Coogler movie that he did before Black Panther or In Between Fruitvale Station. Why not? Here it is.
Yeah.
And it's hard to be like, this movie's great over and over and over again.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and rate it. How many
boxing gloves?
How many restaurant?
Restaurant.
How many restaurant thumbs? You got 10. 10. You guys, you get it.
You know what?
10, how many out of restaurant thumbs?
I'm gonna give this a 10.
Going 10er, huh?
Yeah. Third time I've seen it, doesn't disappoint.
Nice. Yeah, I'm gonna go 9.5. I'm hoping that the third, because in the third one, all the only things that I have problem with are visual, and they're CGI-y. When they're doing the face punches, it just looks like I'm making a hand motion. Yeah, I don't know. So it looks mechanical. It doesn't look like a person, I guess.
I guess my TV's not nice enough to notice that.
Like a video game.
Yeah.
I have motion smoothing off. I swear, Tom Cruise. I swear it's off, Tom. Quit calling here. Yeah, okay, so we rated it. That's what we're gonna do that. But recently you went to the Sundance Film Festival?
I did. Well, I worked the Sundance Film Festival. It's weird saying I went because it sounds like when I say that, I can afford to go.
Oh, right.
But yes,
when worked it?
I worked this year's 2023 Sundance Film Festival that ran October 20th. I was there before that, so it's hard to 20th through the 29th, 30th.
Nice.
No, yeah.
How many film thumbs would you give the Sundance Film Festival as an experience? Being at it in any way, shape, or form.
And, with working it, you kind of get some behind, I don't want to say like behind the scenes like news, but you see how the sausage gets made sometimes. And I don't think that's a bad thing. That's how operations work, whether they be a retail or a bar, working at a bar you like. But as an experience, I mean, I'm just like all positive tonight. It's a 10 out of 10. Like,
nice.
I don't know what else is like it. I know there's other film festivals, but it's like I don't know why it's at the height of ski season. So it's in Park City, Utah, which is 30 minutes east of Salt Lake City. That's where I flew into. It's January, so it's extremely cold.
Yeah, cold as fuck.
Yeah.
That is the best time to watch movies.
And it's during ski. Oh, sure. And it's during ski season, so it is extremely cold.
And packed.
Packed and snowing. Apparently this season is the most snowfall Park City has gotten in 20 years.
Whoa.
And it is I looked it up. So far they've had, so the average is 260 inches at Park Mountain, which is the largest ski resort.
Mm-hmm.
Park City is this ski resort town. There's like 14 of them or something like that, or 14 slopes. Average snowfall is 260. Okay. 260 inches on the biggest, Park Mountain, because I couldn't find anything for the actual city. This year, it's at 421 and the season's not over.
What the fuck?
They just at Park City Mountain Resort just announced that they're extending the season by 2 weeks into late April because of all the snow.
I thought you were going to say that they announced that they are sick of this shit and
with
demand blowtorches.
I did not get to see anyone clear snow with this blowtorch like I thought I would.
Oh yeah,
probably a safety hazard because there's so many people in town.
Right. 10-pack. All right. That's not, you heard it here first. So what were there any, what were the like top 3 films you saw there that you would urge other people to go check out?
With my taste, I saw mostly the midnight offerings, like the late night movies.
Yes, the midnight offerings.
And I worked 14 days in a row so I worked the first 4 days before the festival and then the festival.
Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't always like, yeah, let's go see them. Some of the volunteers, after their shift, they'd like go see 2 or 3 movies. And I just I don't have the energy for that anymore. But I'll try to get, I will give, it's actually all going to be probably horror. And I'm sorry. But,
no, it's okay. I mean, like, hey, if that's what you caught and you liked what you saw, what were they? What were they? Well, I don't know why I said it like that. What were they? What were they, Jeremy?
I think 3, and I'll throw one on because it's a little different. 3, Onyx, The Fortuitous, and The Talisman of Souls.
Okay.
Do you know who Andrew Bowser is?
No. I can confidently say no.
He's a YouTube personality who started as character Onyx the Fortuitous, who you ever see like a woman crashes into an Arby's and they're interviewing it's a YouTube video and it's an employee being interviewed and he's just in an Arby's uniform and he's like, she came crashing into that window like Dave Matthews circa 1996. Like, shut up, Masha. I know it smells like roast beef. I work at Arby's. And then there's one where it's like do you remember when that statue of Baphomet was debuted?
Yeah.
And he's like playing a Satanist who's there. He's like, oh, I wish he would come alive and smite these people protesting. Like, notice me, senpai. He's turned that into a whole character. Did a film based around that character where Onyx, the fortuitous, gets invited to this illusionist, maybe sorcerer's mansion to join kind of his satanic temple-ish. Turns out, the 4 or 5 other people that are there are all people who practice like witchcraft that he wants to get into. And they were lured there though under like, in a way it's a I don't want to say it's like a whodunit, but it's a
whodunity
horror comedy with some pretty silly effects. If you don't get a lot of mileage out of that character, it's obviously not for you, but
gotcha.
He wrote, directed, and that was super fun. Second favorite movie was one of the last movies I saw, My Animal, which is a Canadian queer werewolf coming of age story.
Okay.
That's just really well done. Director's first film. Jacqueline Castell.
Nice.
Actually,
that's very specific.
Yeah. It's very specific, but it is just so well done. And loved it.
I fucking can't wait then. I love it. I love a fucking werewolf.
It got picked up by Paramount, so I don't know if it's gonna be on like Paramount Plus. Yeah.
Nice.
I was surprised that she was there to do a Q&A because it was the last Saturday of Sundance. And that's most of the directors are gone by then. It was the second to last day, but her and the music supervisor, Per Harrison, did a Q&A after the film. So that was really unexpected. My favorite movie was, unfortunately, in some ways, the first movie I saw. And that was Birth, Rebirth. And I saw that the night after. I didn't go to any openings because my work's like midnight.
Yeah.
And because those sell out immediately, and then you have to get on the wait list. And if you just wait for screenings to happen later, you can
catch whatever you want.
You can basically catch whatever you want. And that day I had to work at like 7 the day after Birth Rebirth premiered. And I was like, or I could catch it the next day at like 8:00.
Yeah.
And I'll be fine.
Yeah. Nice.
But
how much does it cost to go? Like if I was like, I want to go, how much is one ticket to Sundance about?
I don't know.
Holy shit, let's find
out. Did I really talk about Birth Rebirth? I don't think I did.
You didn't really talk about it.
Okay, can we go back to that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it, man. How much are tickets to the Sundance Film Festival?
According to the Salt Lake Tribune, tickets are $25 each for in-person screenings and $20 for online screenings. Online packages all sold out.
25 for each in person.
So it's like, yeah.
But also you have to go to fucking Aspen or wherever the fuck it was. Where was it again?
Park City.
Park City.
Yeah.
So what's up with Birth Rebirth?
Birth Rebirth is a Shudder original that is about a mother who loses her daughter suddenly to a bacterial meningitis type situation. Just as wakes up one day, I don't feel good, thinks she's faking it, then kind of she goes to work at the hospital, just kind of ignoring like her friends watching her, like I'm busy. Like understaffed, busy.
Yeah.
Turns out like it was something
bacterial meningitis.
And she died like within hours.
Oh yeah.
At the same time, in the same hospital, there is a morgue technician who is doing experiments of her own at home, sometimes using parts from the morgue that nobody will miss.
Okay.
When she sees a young female with seemingly little to no limb,
physically nothing,
intact. Yeah, intact. She ends up taking her home, and
she brings her to life.
And she's able to bring her to life, and the mom finds out because they work in the same hospital, so they like have spoken, and they kind of start this partnership because she has to. They have to kind of keep the reincarnated daughter alive. So it's a Frankenstein Promethean. It is Laura Mossett is her first feature. She is just the like vision of it. Like they had a vision for the whole film, and it's very strong.
Mm-hmm.
The editing, the sound design, the score that's woven into the sound design is great. Performances are cast is like bringing it hard. Yeah, it's my shit. Like,
it's just cool to geek out about.
Yeah,
like,
it's cool to like
fuck.
Yeah, because I was like, oh, people are gonna freak with so many of these movies. It's like, oh, I was like, people are gonna fucking love this. You know, kind of being there.
That's cool, man. Are any of those out yet to like rent or purchase?
Oh, of the three I've mentioned, none are.
Cool.
I know. It's, what can I say?
I'll continue to wait patiently then.
I don't know what's going on with Onyx Fortuitous, but I know they got picked up by XYZ Films picked them up initially, but I don't know from there.
Okay. Well, that's fucking rad, man. I'm glad we got a straight up little peek inside of that.
You mentioned, well, actually, okay, so you mentioned the how did you feel that next day after having those couple drinks in the mountains?
Great. We were ready to go check shit out. Yeah.
Okay. You didn't get
I did the first time I went way up north. I did. Like the very first time.
Yeah.
A few times. But I was way, way higher up.
Okay.
So I don't know if that really makes much of a difference, but no, I felt fine. We went to a bunch of cool places. We went and checked out a couple of breweries. Went to some great restaurants over there. Had some really good poutine. It was a good time.
Nice.
Highly recommend it. Colorado Springs. I'm sure Denver's fucking cool too, but there's the mountain and like the Garden of the Gods and shit.
Yeah.
It's
like,
cool. It's cool looking.
Yeah, but it's also like, what else can you do for me?
Me personally, or Colorado?
Colorado.
Besides the mountain.
Yeah.
I'm a nerd for like the majesty of nature.
I was just kidding. Like in that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I
mean, you can like Colorado. It's cool.
I do like Colorado. Yeah, it was a neat place. I liked it.
It's Colorado.
Colorado? Not in the Coors commercial, it's not. The all new Chevy Colorado. Yeah, there we go. Okay, that's probably time to go to the next segment of the show, which is the interlude between this and when we watch No Retreat, No Surrender. We will return.
We're gonna get up in it, boy.
We're back. We watched No Retreat, No Surrender. It is a PG 1995
85
buddy family movie. What did I say?
95.
85, of course. Obviously, it's an action drama. Hour 38-minute runtime. You can watch it on Freevee, but that's a
Riff Tracks version.
Yeah, that's a Riff Tracks version, which is what we do, but not as funny. So there's that. It's got a 5.6 out of 10 on IMDb, 80% on Rotten Tomatoes, and 66% on Just Watch. 84% of Google users like this movie, and I can tell you that most of these reviews are there's more positive a chance that they like it because of the super cheesy.
Yes,
you know what I mean, some of the stuff that's going on.
Maybe they saw it when they were younger,
or maybe they saw it when they were kids. But it does star Jean-Claude Van Damme, Kurt McKinney, J.W. Falls, Timothy Baker, Kim Tai-chung, and Kathy Salino.
All right.
Among some other people. So, Jeremy, what would you say this is about?
No Retreat, No Surrender. We first meet our protagonist, whose name I don't recall, and that's okay.
That's like fucking Jimmy or some shit.
Yeah.
Jason.
Jason. Close enough.
Jason.
Jason's at his karate studio, his father's karate studio in beautiful Sherman Oaks.
Kia!
And we got a mob type guy coming in with two of his heavies, one of them being Ivan the Butcher.
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Correct.
In heels.
Just for like the scenes with everybody.
And just for when he's
in
walking
frame.
in and out of a room.
That's right. The rest is forced perspective. And they basically shake down Jimmy's dad for the dojo. Doesn't sound like any type of karate-based properties I've heard of.
It's very like the mob wants karate dojos in its pocket. You know?
They're
you
gonna
do karate in my town. You fucking.
They're gonna start laundering money through karate studios thanks to the success of the Karate Kid.
Right.
You know what? Not a terrible idea.
Not a terrible idea.
Because they were going nationwide. That was the whole thing.
Somebody else had to have done it.
Oh, I'm sure. His dad gets the absolute crap beaten out of him, gets his leg just shattered in a million pieces. They end up moving to Seattle and starting over.
Did this, I'm curious, did they make this whole movie and then 2 years later make the first scene with the dad, or vice versa, I mean?
No. So this
was... Because he looks much older.
At the beginning?
At the beginning of the movie, and then the longer the movie goes, I'm like, he looks like he might be like 4 years or 5 years older than the kid.
Are we talking about the dad, or are we talking...
I'm talking about the dad.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Van Damme.
By the end of the movie, they look like...
I just think it was shitty night. Shockingly, the YouTube one actually looks decent, but, transfer.
Shockingly, it does look decent. Yeah, you can watch this on YouTube, by the way. And I personally would tell you it's worth a watch. I had a lot of fun with this.
Yeah. Anyway, so Seattle, starting over. Jason wants to start learning karate. Has a run-in with this, makes, friends with like a neighbor, has this bully who is like a hornier version of Francis from Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
The bully?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
just like cartoonishly
fat, and
except for the rest of the movie, but he's introduced eating a grocery store cake that he's ripped the top off, eaten at least half of, has a box of ding dongs on standby, cradled in his arms like a napping child.
God, I love a ding dong.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's like one of the best ones.
I am team hostess all the way.
It's because the cake inside is like a bitter chocolate.
Yeah.
The encasing is a sweet chocolate. The cake is a bitter chocolate. And then it just has that very neutral cream. It's like it's not overly sweet.
They know what they're doing.
They know what they're doing, those sons of bitches over at Hostess.
So not only does...
What do you think about Little Debbie?
Not
bitch.
Bad.
That bitch always parading around town with her goddamn oatmeal cream pies.
Oh, geez. This is going to go a way different way than I'm expecting.
It's a deep cut. I'm a Star Crunch man for real. Anyway, let's get back to the movie. Quit messing around, Jeremy.
Well, I'm saying, along with those boxes of ding dongs, he's cradling on standby. He has a candy bar in his shirt pocket sticking out. So if you couldn't... And look, I don't know what's going on with this character's life.
You can't imagine.
You can't imagine
at home. You can't imagine a fatter kid. You can't imagine a larger kid.
He's
his age, but not a fatter kid.
Yeah, no, you could. He's tall and he's like he just eats a little too much. He's not like fat.
He doesn't eat a little too much. He's eating 40 servings of cake.
I mean,
the first time we meet him, he's eating 40 servings of cake.
Anyways, runs afoul of him, tries to join a dojo. His dad is forbidding him to fight, but he keeps getting either kicking people's asses or getting his ass kicked.
Right.
So he's one up on Daniel's son.
Did we say the mob broke his dad's leg?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
nice.
gotcha.
Okay, nice.
Yeah. Our main character Jason is, of course, worships Bruce Lee, which makes sense that anybody in the 80s studying karate probably did. Visits his grave in Seattle
with the help of his friend RJ.
Hey man, RJ's. This movie's like Breakin' meets Karate Kid, and I'm kind of into it.
Yeah.
But don't expect a movie as absurd as either of those two. He pleads for guidance at Bruce Lee's grave, and then Bruce Lee this ghost of Bruce Lee comes to him that night to train him in karate.
Yeah, and he's like, "Hey, how you doing?" It's that joke from earlier. I still got it.
And you know what?
Still got it.
You got me. Damn. That was such a setup for that joke.
Yeah, it was a good one. Thank you.
Technically,
I can't land the plane if you don't provide the runway. But you killed it. You killed it. You really laid it out. That was great.
Technically, this movie is a Bruce-ploitation movie. Are you familiar with that term?
I am.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a Bruce Lee type character in it.
Well, there's a character that is Bruce Lee.
Right.
More specifically. Not a Bruce Lee type, but
Bruce
like...
Lee in name.
Yes. Which is really awkward.
Especially after his death. Yeah, that's pretty weird.
Well, that was nothing new because
like,
they did...
I'm a guy acting like Bruce Lee, but clearly a different man.
Yeah. I've seen probably like 4 or 5 like Bruce-ploitation movies. And in a way, they're still making them. So this is a, film shot in America, but was made by a Hong Kong like writer, director.
Yeah.
And that team.
Well, I'll tell you this, fight choreography, they fucking killed it.
Yeah.
Like all the hand-to-hand stuff in here is awesome.
Yes.
Like it really is impressive.
And that is because Corey Yun, who is the director, I think credited with Story Idea, is a fight choreographer, director. He went on after this.
I bet he couldn't beat up my dad.
I'd like to see him try. Right after, so he did this in America first, but then went back to Hong Kong, did 2 bangers, like absolute classics back to back. Yes, Madam. And Righting Wrongs. Yes, Madam is Michelle Yeoh's first starring role. Nice. Cynthia Rothrock's in it. Just fucking killer. Like, it's you haven't seen it, see it.
Nice.
Righting Wrongs, Yin Bao, and actually Cynthia Rothrock's in it again because that's where she was making her money over in Hong Kong.
Yeah,
that's just another like just pitch perfect like kung fu movie. He also worked on Dragons Forever, which is the last movie that starred Jackie Chan, Sammo Hung, and Yin Bao together. Dude's like, Corey Yun's like a great director. Besides, this movie isn't poorly directed. It's just a bad movie from a good director.
Yeah, it's a bad movie from a good director. Like you said, I agree with that because it's a stupid premise. It's a Karate Kid knockoff whose dad got beat up. And then he's trained by the ghost of Bruce Lee to get revenge, but by not getting revenge. But by that, he gets revenge.
Yeah, Bruce Lee's this whole thing like, you want revenge, but you should learn. He's like, oh, I want to learn. He goes, I'll teach you. And then he gets
revenge.
Though, to be fair, he only gets revenge on Ivan, which I guess in Bruce Lee's eye is okay, where he didn't get revenge on all the people that humiliated him in that karate class.
Right.
So
no, but they've earned his respect, which is even better.
Because he didn't retreat and he didn't surrender.
That's right. You got
that was sad.
Brick.
Yeah.
Don't worry. Every time we're like, yes, nailed it. But that's mostly what happens in here. So I'm liking this. I'm having fun with this. Jean-Claude Van Damme's fucking ripped as shit for it. And super young, this being his debut acting.
This was
role.
His first film.
Yeah.
Maybe background on something, but one where he's credited, yes.
Nice. I'm gonna get a beer. Take the wheel for a second.
Okay, so this we're going off roading. With the bully that we talk about, who is just loves eating, which I get, trauma response. At times, coping mechanism. He hates our Jason's breakdancing just best friend, RJ. And there is a very problematic scene where, because he just keeps saying, well, I don't like him. Well, guess who is one of the only black characters in the film? That is RJ. So this bully is supposed to be cleaning and washing windows outside of his house. He's got the power washer set up. He's like spraying over all the 12-pack of Coke cans he was drinking.
He's racist as shit. He's just a big shitbag racist.
He sees RJ coming and he hides and literally turns the hose on him 20 years after the civil rights movement was settled. Like fresh fresh memories, really, for all involved. Well, we won't get into the bully's dad because I'm sure you can imagine.
Right.
But I was like, this is saying a lot more than I think it is when you have a white person spraying one of the only characters who
So I think what they've done is like, let's still highlight some racism, but let's just have RJ be super likable and like the most innocent guy in the world. Because
we should all be lucky to have a friend like RJ.
Oh my God.
And I don't
RJ light up your fucking day for no reason, just because he'll walk in the room smiling and dancing, but he's a good dancer, and then he just dances out.
He doesn't need to dance, it's all in the smile.
Yeah, it is all in the smile. And it's like, oh, shucks, this guy, what are you talking about?
What really surprised me on this watch, because I've seen this once or twice before, it's been a very long time. So there's quite a bit I forgot, is when Jason is being trained by Bruce Lee, RJ looks in on him, and there is no one else there. So Bruce Lee is not objectively there as a ghost. He is subjectively there.
As a hallucination.
So all of those scenes where Bruce is in frame, and maybe all the equipment, that's what I can't figure out. Did he set up that equipment? Because it looked like in that wide shot through the window,
I'm going to say 100% yes.
It was missing,
I'm going to say 100% yes.
And maybe he took it all down.
Where's that kid get that shit from? Maybe the ghost of Bruce Lee took it all down?
Yeah.
If they're real, then the ghost of Bruce Lee put them up and took them down.
Okay. But then the ghost is not he's real to Jason. We should make that clear if we have not.
He's like physical. He's tangible.
Yes, he is tangible, where we are shown an objective. I apologize. That is not an objective point of view, because that is RJ's point of view, and maybe RJ just does not have the belief in Bruce Lee, and he cannot see him being trained.
Or maybe he's special, and only he is the only person who sees dead people, but that only dead person that he sees is Bruce Lee.
Damn,
and maybe
that's really specific.
Maybe it's a Karate Kid's sixth sense.
Yeah.
And then we find out that his dad was dead the whole time at the end of the movie.
That wasn't his dad.
No, his actual dad, though, because he's like a background character. His dad, the kid's dad in the movie.
I have not seen
What
that
if, like,
either.
at the end of... What?
I've seen it.
The movie we just watched.
Oh!
That kid's dead.
I thought you were talking about, like, Sixth Sense.
Hypothetically. No, this could be that. Because he sees dead people, but it's only Bruce Lee.
Oh, you think his dad's dead? No, because his dad...
His dad got his ass
We
beat.
have an objective scene of the dad, because at the bar where he's working...
Yeah.
He's got an 86 he lets a guy pour a beer on him and actually puts hands on him because he's avoiding fights. 86 the dude. I'm going to be back.
You better not come back here. I'm going to come back.
I'm going to come back and you're going to be sorry.
Get out of here, you knucklehead.
Yeah, so he's not dead.
No, I'm saying in a hypothetical scenario, if this were the Sixth Sense version of Karate Kid, his dad would be dead at the end of the movie. Anyway, it was a dumb joke. They're not all home runs, folks. This is how the sausage gets made.
Yeah, workshopping.
Yeah, that's how the jokes go. Thank you for anybody that tells me I'm funny to feed into my ego. All right, we talked about the fighting stuff because it was genuinely good.
You touched on it a little bit. I don't know if that's something you want to stitch together later.
Nah. It just was good. I liked it. You know what I mean? I thought it was it was done really well, and I was like, damn, that guy's fast. Like it looked.
Yeah,
it was because it's practical. It's not CGI.
I don't know if the main character Jason was trained, but
there was one thing
he's
for
so
sure that was
fast that he's either a very quick learner and for the making of the film, or it is all stunty.
Or he was already a top athlete.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It could have already been just a natural athlete who's already been at it for years. You know what I mean? Who had to learn 2 new things.
Yeah.
Instead of, or maybe just fucking already knew it all. I don't know. But what I do know is how many thumbs. Well, I already know though. So.
Oh.
I don't. I lied. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't already know. How many fucking Jean-Claude Van Damme?
How many Van Dammes out of? Well,
no. Listen.
No, you can't do that because he's only in the beginning and the end. So it's hard to be like it's this many Van Dammes. where it's like sudden death is like,
How many wooden men thumbs?
Oh, that's good. Out of 5 or 10? Out of 10?
Out of 10. What would you do with 5 thumbs? Get out of here.
I would give it 4 thumbs.
You're going to give it 4 out of 10?
So I don't think a 4 out of 10's bad.
Oh no, I'm just
I will say, because it's not like average. Like, I feel like not similar story, but it's like just watch The Last Dragon instead.
Oh, okay.
Right, with Shonuff.
I gotcha.
So I don't think I think a 4 to me is like just below average. Like, it's weird. It's a kind of weird dialogue situation. It's goofy enough to, like, Riff Tracks does it.
Yeah.
But also it's like the fight scenes in it are way better than you would think.
Yeah.
And that's the same with, I've seen No Retreat, No Surrender 2, no relation to this film at all. Film's fine, but it has like great choreography.
Well, I'm going to go 8.5.
8.5 out of 10?
I had a fucking hoot with this. I thought this is on my
when I say a 4, that makes it sound bad.
This is on my scale of bad movies.
Oh.
Okay? So I'm talking about strictly bad movies. This one is fucking almost.
If we're doing like a bad scale, I would give it a 6.5 to 7.
Oh, 6 point. Well, pick one though for my thing that I post on the
6.5.
6.5. Okay, and I'm gonna go 8.5.
Yeah.
As far as bad movies go, if you're looking for something that's just like fucking cheesy and hokey and so 80s, man, this is fun. It's fun, and the fight stuff is good in addition to that. But I mean, ultimately, it looks good. It's put together well. It's paced well. The direction's pretty good, and it's a movie about a kid who gets trained by Bruce Lee's ghost to beat up a Russian mobster.
Yeah, that's what it does.
That's what it is. Which is silly as fuck. It's a bad idea for a thing, but they kind of made it sort of work. Anyway, I think that's going to do it for that. Do you want to do the next segment of the show?
Absolutely.
Hey, what you watching?
What you watching?
Ooh,
Jeremy.
Man,
this is the part nobody prepares for.
No,
as you prepare for the movie,
I've been watching.
Then you prepare for the other movie.
Here's what's,
and then
you
forgot the whole time about like what else have I done?
I've been watching like everything. So
yeah, what you got?
That's okay. You watching Poker Face on Peacock?
I watched 4 episodes.
Okay,
and after the 4th one, I dropped off. I didn't expect it to turn into a like Murder, She Wrote Matlock.
It's a Columbo formula because
just one more thing.
As opposed to this is the
they kind of sound the same.
And so I'm going to take you on a journey, a little bit of a journey. So how this is similar to Columbo over your normal whodunits.
Right.
Columbo is
a howdunit.
Howdunit, yes. Or Columbo is a how he gets them, is a term I've heard. Because they show you how the murder happens.
Yeah.
And then Columbo comes in, and it's like, how does he piece it all together? And so you have Natasha Lyonne's character, Charlie, who works in Vegas, kind of shilling drinks. I don't remember.
Wearing that, I like that casino outfit. Loving it.
Witnesses kind of gets caught up in
Here was my problem: is the pilot is incredible.
Yeah,
it's incredible. It's one of the best pilots I've ever seen for a show.
It is,
and then it just turns into a
series.
It's very procedural, and I wanted more of the episode 1 stuff. And
it doesn't help that episode is also, I think, like feature length. So it's like 80 minutes, I think.
That doesn't lend itself to what comes next.
Yeah. It's nice to see people getting back to like simplicity of TV shows in ways where it is not, oh, you haven't watched like the past 4 seasons of this show. It's not serialized.
Yeah.
Like so many shows are, and it's just, there's stuff you're going to miss.
Shows with great pilots.
Episodic. just episodic TV. It is. This formula is not just Murder, She Wrote. It is A-Team. It is Incredible Hulk. It is all these people passing through towns and, trouble. Either they find trouble or trouble finds them. Tasha Leone's character, Charlie, she can always tell when people are lying.
Mm-hmm.
And so through that...
Like Lie to Me with Tim Roth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's one. I haven't thought about.
I could name drop some shit. I love Tim Roth, though.
You did. No.
When you came in here, I'm sure you were like, damn, it's fucking cold back here. But by the time we leave, it's just the hottest room in the house. Poker Face. Everybody seems to be having like a great time on this show. The guest stars for each episode. They do seem like they're having fun. I like the episode with like Lil Raw Howery.
Yeah.
I thought that was a good
one.
The
barbecue one. So she's on the run.
The one with the
She's
kid,
going like city to city.
The tire shop kid.
Yeah. You should watch. I get if you did. Which episode didn't you gel with?
I don't know. I watched like the first 4 or 5.
Okay.
I watched the one with the musicians.
Yeah, and that one's...
It's just a murder of the week thing. But after watching that pilot, I was fucking into it.
Yeah.
And then episode 2, I was like, okay, so this is a one-off, and then we're going to get back to that stuff. And it never did. And I was I don't want to watch 8 episodes of a thing and see 2, an hour and a half of the thing that
what's
I'm really
great about being
in.
episodic is you can skip. So like...
That is true.
This week, the season finale came out. I have not watched it this time.
Like the X-Files.
Yeah.
You ever watched just all the episodes with the smoking man?
Yeah. Well, I mean, no, but that's something you can do.
Yeah. It seems like a different show.
I fucking bet. Episode 8 is features Nick Nolte as Phil Tippett, even though that they're not saying that's who he is.
I like Nick Nolte.
Special effects creator who did the miniatures, worked on Star Wars, RoboCop, worked on everything, right? As a miniature artist, special effects.
Dune?
Yeah, like Lynch's, I'm sure. I don't know.
I was just guessing.
He made a film that came out last year called Mad God, which was this.
Oh my
30
God.
years. Yeah, so Nick Nolte's playing Phil Tippett in this episode, and Charlie becomes his assistant. And yeah, it is like a murder of the week, but that one's got twists and ideas in it that I think are fun. And then the 9th episode with Joseph Gordon-Levitt, I think is like worth your. I think you want to skip it, just go to episode 8.
JGL's doing good.
JGL, yeah. Well, it's in Looper because I think Ryan Johnson directed the 9th episode as well.
Okay, yeah, I might have to dip back in on that. I might skip to that one. Yeah, the murder of the week thing, I don't know. It's just I feel like I've seen it.
I'm watching Murder, She Wrote as we not right now as we speak, but
yeah,
I'm on season 4.
That's why I feel like I've seen it, is because I've seen
and I'm
episode.
Okay with that.
Yeah, it's it was never my show, but man, my dad and my grandma fucking loved it. And I tell you what I'm going to get into is I watched the pilot for Perry Mason. The
okay.
HBO
I have not watched that yet.
Buddy, pretty good. Pretty good. Surprisingly good. That's one of my dad's favorite shows. So I'll just go down there to bullshit with him for a little bit. He's watching Perry Mason. So I'm tangentially aware of it. You know what I mean? Have I ever sat down and watched a couple episodes? No, I'll be honest with you.
But you're talking original series.
Original series, yeah.
Yeah.
The HBO series, watch the pilot, pretty good. I think I'm going to go in on it.
Okay.
It's got fucking Shea Wiggum in it also. I fucking love Shea Wiggum.
I know exactly who that is.
He's like dark mode Steve Zahn.
Okay, actually, I do know who that is.
Yes, gotcha. Yes, that's a fucking perfect analogy.
I watched Perry, or I watched reruns of it on MeTV.
Yeah. That's what my dad does all the time.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, because it's in syndication.
Ironside. See, really into Aaron. Wait, Aaron Burr's the guy who got shot by what's his face? Raymond Burr.
Are we going down the rabbit hole?
Raymond Burr is Perry Mason. And he was Ironside because he was also the reporter in Godzilla.
Yeah.
I'm just.
You got it. You're connecting dots. I was
so you've only seen the pilot for Perry Mason?
Just the first episode, yeah.
Because second season is starting soon?
Yeah. So
I think by the time this comes out,
it probably will be out. Yeah, I'm wanting to get in on that. What else did I watch? I did watch some shit this week.
Did you? Are you watching the new season of The Mandalorian?
No, I haven't got into Mando yet, but I'm going to at some point because everybody's like, it's really fucking good, and you don't have to care about Star Wars to be like, this is good.
Yeah, and season 2 suffered from kind of what happened to Arrow and CW, where it is like backdoor piloting for a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
In season 2, season 3's off to a decent start.
I hear Grogu trained with Skywalker for like 2 to 5 years or whatever.
That was in the Boba Fett show.
Yeah,
so
whatever.
It is like, if you want to know,
I'm not a Star Wars guy. And I just know stupid stuff about it.
I can dork out on Star Wars, but I also don't care.
And I never could get into it. I get why I absolutely 100% get why people are like, it's my favorite shit. I get that.
Yeah.
It is cool. It's just not my speed, which is weird because I'm way into space stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why I don't like it though. I don't know. Something about it, I'm just like, eh.
And that's okay.
Yeah, it's fine. I still watch them. They're fun. I like little robots and weird aliens. That's my jam. What do you think about 65 coming down the pipe?
That's that looks fun.
That does look fun. I heard somebody describe it as the most dad movie they've ever seen.
I don't know.
But that was just some youngster some whippersnapper on the online.
These whippersnappers don't know about like the old Tom Clancy movies, like
and dinosaurs,
Patriot games, and like
they used to walk the earth. Did you know because of the water system that every time you drink water, you're drinking dinosaur piss?
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Pretty into it.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's pretty good actually.
Yeah,
like legit. No cap. On God.
Oh, God.
You know what I'm saying? Anything else you've been watching? Jeremy?
You know what I'm watching?
Please
I got it. I'm so sorry.
I don't have very many things.
I'm watching Detroiters on Paramount Plus.
I've heard good things about that.
So this is Sam Richardson and Tim Robinson's show. 2018, 2019, had 2 seasons on Comedy Central. They are guys who own a small ad agency. It was run by Tim's father, who got committed.
Yeah.
And so they're running it.
I've seen the one where they go to buy a work van or a truck or something like that. That's the only one I've ever seen.
Yeah.
But it was very funny.
I had rewatched I Think You Should Leave.
Love that show.
Yeah, and it was like, okay, I need more. And that's the episode where they're trying out the van and they're like beating on it.
Oh yeah.
I was like, okay, I gotta watch Detroiters.
So I'm curious if you've ever seen, because if you like that, I bet you would love this. Have you seen Joe Pera Talks With You?
So I started that recently. I had to turn it off because there were too many. It's the first episode and he's talking to you and somebody keeps knocking on the door and my dog would not shut the fuck up.
Yeah, it's a quiet time. It's a quiet time experience.
But on the show, it was, there was someone knocking at his door, and I was like, okay, gonna have to use headphones when I watch this,
or just skip that episode.
Yeah, I might.
But he's so soothing and funny.
Yeah.
Accidentally.
I mean, I don't know if Tim Robinson is soothing.
There's a bit where
he yells a lot.
He's talking about jack-o'-lanterns in one of them, and he's like, I'm sorry, I just don't understand it. But they scare the goddamn shit out of me. Sorry about my language. And that's the only time he curses in any of the episodes. He's like, jack-o'-lanterns, that's the thing that scares a grown man. Just a hollow gourd. Not dogs or like fucking snakes or spiders or none of that stuff. Pumpkins. Yeah, good stuff.
I watched Megan. I missed it in theaters. Mithrigan.
Yeah, I also watched
up on
Mithrigan.
Peacock now.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What'd you think?
I'll be honest with you. So when I saw the trailer, I was like, "This looks like dog shit."
Oh, I was like, let's go.
And then I heard a lot of good reviews about it.
Yeah.
And then I got kind of amped for it. And then I adjusted my expectations. and I went and watched it, and I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
Is it good objectively? I think it's probably just okay. But I enjoyed it. Like,
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun watching
It is. Well, that's what's funny is that it's written by Akela Cooper, who co-wrote *Malignant* with James Wan, and it is in much that way. It feels like a very '90s
Wan
movie where it's like, oh, we're creating this.
It's Wan
thing. It's Wan.
Yeah. Anyway, fucking fun movie.
Yeah, it was really fun. And did you watch it on Peacock?
Yes.
Did you watch the unrated? Yeah, which for the most part was like the CEO just saying fuck, which fine. But it does go there for some scenes, like with the neighbor's dog.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now it seems like everybody's doing on social media the like, I think you should run part.
Yeah.
That's probably a couple months old, the way this shit goes by now.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
That was super fun. I rewatched Scream 5 last night.
I remember being like, okay.
I really...
It didn't knock my socks off, but it wasn't like when I watched the more recent Halloween films. Those were disappointing. For me. Not for everybody, but for me, they were
the Halloween
disappointing.
films, I don't know if we have the time to get into those.
We don't.
Yeah, we don't. I probably like the one the most that everyone else dislikes. I'd only seen Scream, the new last year's 5 Cream, as we like to call it.
Okay.
That's the one that doesn't have a number in the title like all the other sequels.
Oh, yeah.
Summertime, I think. But I want to see Scream 6.
Yeah, I'm going to see it too.
And kind of was like, I want to make sure I catch up on all the characters that are going to be in this new one from this last one. Because I remembered who one of the killers was. Couldn't remember who the second one was. I was like, oh, it's this guy. And then he gets stabbed through the face. I was like, not that person.
Right, yeah.
They take their time and kind of, and I always like how they tell you what the like theme of the, like, well, this is the sequel, this is the trilogy, here's the reboot.
Yeah. I do.
Here's
like
why
that.
we're doing this. So the reveal in the third act where, they're saying like, here's why we're doing it. First time really like brought me in. Still worked, I think, just as well second time. And I'm not huge on the Scream films, but it was really enjoyable. And so
I feel like I like the first two. I haven't seen the second one in a really long time. I don't think I ever saw 3. I might have in passing. 4, I don't really remember.
4 is worth your time. That was...
What was the last one that came out?
5. That was last January.
I watched 5 and remember being like, oh man, all these old horror movie franchise reboots, here we go. And I watched it and I was like, yeah, it wasn't bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fine. It was a fun time. I watched it with my kid, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a good spooky time. Is there anything else I've been getting into? Man, I wish I fucking went in on the next season of Marvel Champions. Or not Marvel Champions, Marvel Snap.
Yeah? How's that going?
Yeah. It's great. It's a super fun card game. If you're into card games.
Yeah.
You'll love it because it's just really well done. But anyway, if you're not
I've been reading quite a bit.
Yeah? What you
I
been
don't know if
reading?
on purpose. So I finished off The Illustrated Man by Ray Bradbury.
Oh, okay.
It's a anthology of short mainly sci-fi stories, and that was great. Also read Burn the Ice by Kevin Alexander. It's about the American culinary revolution and its decline. Can I get one of those? Oh, thank you. That is an excellent book, and it starts in about 2006 and focuses on chefs in different parts of the country who are started kind of, what they consider the American culinary revolution, where chefs started becoming more personalities and it wasn't just New York and LA that were getting all the acclaim. It was cities like Portland, the South. That was a great book.
That sounds good. I know the height of cuisine has been the cheeseburger for a really long time.
Absolutely. Well, now it's like smash burgers, right? That's like everybody's
whatever
go-to.
Man. Just fucking beef, cheese, toppings, and something wet. Bring it on.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then some
chicken.
fries.
Chicken sandwiches.
Or chips. I do love a chicken sandwich.
I do too.
Yeah.
I read The Lost Village by Camilla Sten, which was not as much horror as I thought it was. It is woman goes. It takes place in like Poland, Sweden. I think it's Poland. And there's this like village where one day just everybody on it disappeared. Nobody really knows what happened. There was like one survivor, and her granddaughter's kind of obsessed with that story, wants to make a documentary. It's kind of mainly shooting footage for like the Kickstarter, to like raise money. And just it goes to shit very quickly. So one review said it was kind of like Blair Witch Project meets Midsommar. And I was like, oh.
Pretty good?
I was like, oh, that sounds up my alley.
Yeah. Is that pretty on the nose or no?
No.
Oh, okay.
I could see you could make the correlation, but it just was not scary enough for my likings.
Gotcha.
Some suspense, but not enough. I think it was well written.
Here's my problem with a lot of horror stuff is I want fucking scary, but nothing really makes my skin crawl anymore. So
you
I guess
just haven't dug deep enough.
I'm desensitized or haven't dug deep enough. But I love a slow burn.
Yeah.
But I overlook the slow burns because I'm upset it wasn't scary. So it's like I see a slow burn thing and I'm like, shit, I need to go back and watch it again. Like Hereditary. Before I started doing this podcast, I'd have told you I didn't care for Hereditary. I rewatched it with Doug and he's like, oh, it's a slow burn. And I was like, you know what? I never really thought of it like that. Mm-hmm. And I sat down and I watched it as a slow burn. I fucking loved it.
Yeah.
But when I watched it originally, I was like, I heard this is scary. It's not scary at all. The first time I watched Paranormal Activity in theaters, it fucking scared the shit out of me.
Yes.
That level of like just making me jumpy for the next 24 hours.
Have you seen REC? REC. It's a Spanish film.
Oh,
it got remade into quarantine.
Yeah. God, I don't know if I've ever actually seen it or if I've just seen the cover so many times. I feel like I have.
You should that's one that got me watching it. And it's not a slow burn. Well, it is, but then once it gets there, it is just unrelenting.
It's just horrifying?
Yeah.
Nice. I like that. Well, man, I think that's about all I've got. You got anything else up your sleeve you wanted to touch on?
If I could be as bold, I would like to share some Destroy the Brain dates with you.
Oh, no, okay? Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, so Jeremy's on another podcast that I listen to regularly called Destroy the Brain. You guys also put on some events that we've been to. You do trivia nights, which we've been to one. I want to come to another one, man. I fucking love trivia.
So,
but you guys also have
big
a podcast.
Deal. Podcast.
Give me some
Time,
stuff.
we've been on break for a little bit due to a multitude of reasons, but we're gonna get back into it. Probably listening to this, at least the episode about March's Late Night Grindhouse show. Should be live. Late Night Grindhouse, that's the main thing that happens at the Pier 14 Cinema, St. Louis. Usually the third Friday and Saturday of the month. For April, there will be a double feature.
Ooh.
That is Heavy Metal and Mandy.
Oh my God, that's a fucking amazing combo.
And so...
God damn it.
It's really fucking good, isn't it?
Yeah. Why didn't you say that when I was like, hey, you want to come on the show? You could be like, can we do Heavy Metal and Mandy? Yes.
Well,
because you didn't want to have to watch it twice. Bully for you, Jeremy.
This was not my idea. This was all I did.
Oh my God.
So even though it's called
great.
Late Night Grindhouse, that does start at 8 p.m.
God, that's fucking, that's amazing, man. I'm loving that.
And then April 27th is our first horror trivia night of the year. Heavy Anchor. Questions start at 8 p.m. $10 per team, up to 5 people. We skipped January because I went and worked at Sundance. And I would have been gone
right
for it.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is also our technically 9th anniversary of Horror Trivia Night, which seems absolutely insane.
That's fucking crazy. We went for Halloween and dressed up and shit.
Yeah, that was great.
It was a blast. I mean, we got our asses whooped, but it was a lot of fun.
Well, and we didn't mention it either, but next door at our cotton, Danny shows up dressed as Dale. Tucker?
No, I showed dressed up as Dale from Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
That's what I said. He showed up as Dale.
Yeah, and then when we got there, you guys were showing that film outside.
Somebody had rented out the Arcadon's backlot, and they were showing Tucker and Dale versus Evil, and I was like, oh, we got to get them over there. Yeah, so that will take place Thursday, April 27th.
The Arcadon's cool. Go check that place out if you're in
They
St.
are
Louis.
open on the inside now, so
I saw that, yeah.
It is usually like Wednesdays through Sundays, or depending.
So
they do mainly.
That's a good way to split.
Screenings.
That's a good way to split the diff, man. Because when it's nice in Missouri, it's fucking. You want to be outside. It's beautiful. But when it's not, that inside seating be where it's at.
And then last for Late Night Grindhouse, May show will be the 13th anniversary and also the second mystery 12-hour mystery movie marathon.
Oh.
Where there will be, I don't know if it's 8 this year. Last year was 8 films, not announced. Went from 12 noon to 1 a.m.
There's a fun thing they're going to do where, like, at some point during the festivities, they're going to kill the lights and somebody's going to die. And then they'll turn the lights back on. And you guys have to figure out.
Man, if only.
You know, you gotta go to that one.
That'd be a good idea. I gotta find out what other movies is so I can do something stupid during it, like I did last year. But yeah, those are
everybody dress up as the butler.
Story of the Brain. We got a couple events happening. You know, if you can come out, great. Also, if this is coming out on April 3rd,
it is,
and you are listening to this on April 3rd, you can come out to the Apotheosis Games Lounge at South Jefferson and Cherokee for Wade's Movie Bag, where I'm hosting tonight 2 films. I believe it's going to be American Ninja 2 and oh shit, what's the other one?
What is the other one?
Oh, it's
tell me.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, the other one's a better. That's not a bad combo, but they just don't have anything in common.
They're both canon films.
Heavy Metal and Mandy is fucking. That's gold.
Yeah.
That's really fucking
That's
good.
all Andy.
Yeah. That's the next episode that I do with anybody where I'm picking the thing. We're doing Heavy Metal and Mandy.
Okay.
Let's see here. So next week, Avatar, Heavy Metal.
Avatar, Heavy Metal, do it.
Was that all your stuff?
You guys aren't going to start sucking each other's dicks, are you?
Let's call that gold talk for a one-eyed Batman.
Can I make a suggestion that doesn't involve violence? Or is this the wrong crowd?
Maybe we should call in a bomb threat to Houston. I think it's free beer night at the Astrodome.
The Jedi, Bob. We don't fight with guns, we fight with our mind.
Cousin, businesses are booming.
That is one big pile of shit.
Jog on.
It's Just Two Movies is a production of Blue Cheese and Bacon Studios and can be found wherever you get your podcasts.
Special thanks to the people who helped make this show. That is going to be Lamplighter Productions for our artwork, God-Sized and Growing for some musical guest appearances, Russ Tafari for some of our extra bonus content music stuff. I'd also like to throw out a special thanks to Brad Sexton for our jams for the main show. You can check out his stuff at sons.bandcamp.com. And special thanks to Dave, who's our YouTube editor. Probably wouldn't even be on that platform were it not for Dave, so mad thanks to that homeboy. If you want to check out anything that any of these amazing people are working on, you can find that information in the episode description for this episode or any other. And I think that's going to wrap it up. Oh, man. Okay, let's get 10 seconds of silence.
Hold on, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Let me get...